One of the most important considerations in redesigning your website, especially if you've done SEO work in the past, is properly transferring the SEO value of your existing site to your new website that you're rebuilding. I've seen a few cases where this was not done, and if your SEO value drops off with a new website being rebuilt, it can be very hard to regain the value that your site had previously. So we're going to talk about the process of doing this and how to ensure that your SEO value is maintained with your new website that you're launching for your company. So the way that I want you to think about this is I want you to think about it like a change of address with Google. So when you change your address, you got mail coming to your house, you build a new house, and you forward the mail to your new house, right? It's the same exact process with Google, but instead of actually changing the address, we're changing where Google sees the URLs of your website, your current site, and transfer those to the URLs of the new website that you're building. So that's actually the text that's up in the search bar that's tied to every page on your site. It is extremely important to make sure that every one of those URLs is redirected properly through what's called a 301 redirect. That's a permanent redirect. Now there's a couple different types of redirects. If you're doing this process, in order for Google to make sure that it's transferred properly, you have to do a permanent 301 redirect of all your old URLs to your new URLs. So where sometimes this is the most important is if you're switching platforms. So say that you have, and I'm just coming up with a generic example, but you have a Squarespace website and you're going to transfer that website to WordPress in a redesign. The way Squarespace structures their URLs oftentimes is different than the way that WordPress structures the URLs. So if you have a 10-page website, this is pretty easy, right? You get a list of your URLs from your old website. On your new staging website that you're about to launch, you get a list of those URLs and you match them up. So if you have your home page, your about page, your services page, and that's emulated in your new site, you have your home page, about page, and services page. You go into WordPress or your host, there's a couple different ways to do it, but you do need to know web development, so your web company should do this for you. And you go in through a 301 redirect plugin or something in WordPress, and you make sure to match up all those URLs. This tells Google that even though the visual design is different on these sites and the platform is different, the URLs are mapping to each other properly. Now, it's relatively straightforward if you have just 10 pages on your website. Where it gets complex is if you're rebuilding a large site. You know, we at Northwing Digital recently rebuilt a website with about 10,000 URLs, and I'm very much a stickler about this, but we redirected all 10,000 to the new site that we rebuilt. If there's not a corresponding page for a page on the old website, there's no harm in redirecting that just back to the home page. What this does is it takes your entire body of work, so to speak, that Google sees in your website, and it transfers it at least somewhere to the new site. Now, a good tip for that, if you're dealing with a larger website, the way that we prioritize this is you want to look at this in descending order of traffic to those pages. The easiest way to pull that is to go into your Google Analytics or any type of analytics software that's on your website. Go to an all pages list and organize it in descending order by traffic, and then start your 301 redirect plan that way. What that does is it allows you to focus on your highest traffic pages first, which are the most important pages that you want transferred. If you don't do that, if you have a page that's getting 5,000 visits a month and you don't do a 301 redirect on that page, it could drop out of Google's index and you'll have to recoup that traffic through rebuilding a new page of that type. So this is one of the things in all website redesigns at Northwing we focus very heavily on. It's very important. And if you have any questions or need any help with this process, please let us know. Thanks.